It was a splendid morning on the island of Sodor. Thomas and Percy were very excited. They were going to meet a new entrant called Sasha. On the way, they stopped at Wellsworth Station. Lisa was there. "Hello, you two," she tooted happily to her friends. "Where are you going?" "To the coaling plant to meet a new entrant," puffed Thomas. "Yes," agreed Percy. "He's called Sasha." After hearing that, Lisa pulled a frown. She had used to work with Sasha because they used to work together on their old line back on the Southern Railways before Lisa come to Sodor. "Well, do be careful," she puffed worriedly. "Sasha is not a very good ensign." "Don't worry," said Thomas. "I'm sure we can sort her out." "Yes," agreed Percy, "because really useful engines help each other." And the two engines set off. "You don't know Sasha like I do," called Lisa. Thomas and Percy arrived at the coaling plant. There was Sasha already there. She was a green tank engine, with 4 driving wheels and 4 back wheels. She was the same colour as Lisa, but different numbers, but the same word, Southern. She looked very smart. "Hello," Thomas puffed cheerfully. "Hello," Sasha puffed back, but Sasha looked sad. "What's the matter?" asked Thomas. "Lisa laughed at me because I accidentally shunted those coal trucks in front of me off the tracks. I did it because I'm a rather clumsy engine. I wanted to show Lisa that I'm still a really useful engine before I see her again." This made Thomas and Percy feel sad. "So that's why Lisa wasn't happy about Sasha coming to Sodor," Thomas whispered to Percy. Then Percy had an idea. "Why don't you speak to the Fat Controller about your problems? He's waiting at Knapford Station." "Good idea," replied Sasha. "I'll try it." And she puffed away. But instead of moving backwards, she went forwards into the derailed trucks in front of her. "Oops, sorry," she replied, and raced away backwards. "Right, Percy, while Sasha's doing that, let's get to work, and then you can take the first lot to the docks." "Okay," puffed Percy, "but what about the derailed ones?" he asked. "I'll leave them for John. He'll be here soon," replied Thomas. "Okay, but I wonder why Rocky isn't in service today." Well, that's because Rocky was at Knapford Station with Henry and the Fat Controller. He was building a house of cards. As everybody knows, this is very difficult. Especially when Henry is ill and can sneeze at any moment. However, this wasn't the first house of cards Rocky built. He built a small one for the narrow gauge engines, a very grand one for Gorton, and a very amusing one for Charlie. "See if nobody bumps into my house of cards, Richie, sir," called Rocky. "I'll do my best, Rocky," replied the Fat Controller, as he watched Rocky doing his work. "I am now adding the two of hearts, the queen of spades, the 7 of clubs, the king of diamonds, the jack of hearts." Rocky was about to put on the last card when suddenly Henry was about to sneeze again. "Now please, Henry, you mustn't sneeze now, not when Rocky is about to complete the tallest house of cards on Sodor," replied the Fat Controller. Don't worry, sir," Henry sniffed. "I'm not going to sneeze after all." Finally, the house of cards was complete. Then there was trouble. The Fat Controller was about to take a picture when Sasha rushed in, but she was too late to stop in time. Cards spilt everywhere. Luckily, no one was hurt, but Rocky was upset. Sasha reversed back. "Hello, sir," she said. Then she looked at the mess. "Oh dear, did I do that?" Everyone glared at Sasha, and the Fat Controller sighed. Just then, Lisa puffed up alongside Sasha. She had seen everything and was very cross. "I shouldn't none of you have something to do with this mess, Sasha," she huffed crossly. "You really need to sort yourself out. Otherwise, the Fat Controller will surely send you away. You haven't changed one bit." And she puffed crossly away, leaving Sasha feeling hurt. Later, Sasha was resting sadly in the yard. Rocky was there too. "I'm ever so sorry, Rocky," she said gloomily. "Maybe I should go live in the woods all by myself, so I don't get around spoiling things for everybody." "Nonsense," replied Rocky. "I built a house of cards once. I can always do it again. And I'm sure nobody wants you to go live in the woods." "You'll see," Rocky continued. "Just you'll see. One of these days, someone's going to say, 'Aren't we lucky to have someone like Sasha around?'" Sasha wanted to believe Rocky, but she wasn't sure. "I just don't know," she replied, and she set off back to the sheds. Meanwhile, on Gordon's Hill, Percy was having trouble with his coal trucks. They were choking as usual. "Too slow, more power, here all night, tomorrow too," they all chattered. "Be quiet!" shouted Percy angrily. Then there was trouble. The coupling broke. "Surprise, surprise! Catch us if you can!" "Oh no!" cried Percy. Meanwhile, further back up the line, Sasha was resting in the siding, but her back wheels are still on the main line. Lisa came up behind her with some passengers. "Oh, for goodness sake, Sasha, please get out of my way! You're making me late!" "Sorry, Lisa," replied Sasha sadly. Quite suddenly, the two engines heard a noise. It was the trucks, and they were hurtling towards them faster and faster. "Look out, Sasha!" cried Lisa. Lisa's crew and Sasha's crew all jumped to safety just in time. Luckily, no one was hurt, but Sasha had toppled off the tracks and lying on her side. "Are you alright, Sasha?" asked Lisa. "Yes, I'm fine," she puffed. "But I'm quite surprised by what happened. You just saved me from a horrible crash, Sasha. Thank you very much. And I'm sorry I gave you a hard time today. Can we be friends again?" "I'd be proud to," replied Sasha happily. She had proved Lisa she is really useful after all. Later, Thomas and Toby brought John and Rocky to clean up the mess. Just then, Percy arrived. "Thanks ever so much, Sasha," he tooted. "If you hadn't stopped my trucks, they would have been lost forever. Aren't we lucky to have someone like Sasha around?" "We sure are," agreed Lisa. And she and the other engines whistled and cheered for Sasha, the not-so-clumsy engine.